Hello, everyone, and welcome to my long awaited BingX Exchange introduction video. If you're new to the world of cryptocurrency trading, or if you're looking for a new platform to trade on, you're in the right place. In this video, we'll cover everything from setting up an account and navigating the platform to basic trading strategies, advanced features, and also tips for success. Let's dive in. So, BingX is a fast growing cryptocurrency exchange that offers a user friendly interface, low fees, and a wide variety of cryptocurrencies to trade. It's crucial to understand how to use the exchange and basic strategies to make informed decisions and maximize your profits. So, let's start by setting up your account. So, as you can see here, I've got the registration page open. The URL I'm pointing to right now is it's actually my partner page. So that's bingx.com/partner/resurgent, resergent. I am a partner with the exchange. Um, there's all kinds of interesting bonuses that you can get that are mentioned down here at the bottom. But there's actually another good reason why it may be good to sign up under me that I will go ahead and get into later in the video. But in either case, you just simply register with an email or a phone number. So you go ahead and place the requested information in there, set up an 8 to 20 digit password, and referral code Resurgent. That works for both of us, as you'll see later. Um, but yeah, once you are registered, you are able to go ahead and create your account. After you do so, I would highly recommend securing your account either with two-factor authentication or Google authentication. Google Authenticator. Matter of fact, you could do both, and that would just basically make it so if somebody was attempting to log into your account without your authorization, they would not be able to complete that process because either a text would be sent to your phone, and I don't think I need to explain this process for everyone, but a text would be sent to your phone that would need to be put into the BingX portal. And if that person doesn't have access, then they either are not going to be able to log into your account, or if they're already somehow in your account, they will not be able to withdraw anything from your account. The great thing about the Google Authenticator that is a step further is that the app will automatically create a new, I believe it's 6 or 7 digit number every few seconds. So that will make it so your device is your portfolio is even more secure because someone's not going to be able to guess that or easily access that information without accessing your unlocked device. Um, so what I'll go ahead and do here is get logged in so we could take a look around. Don't tell anybody about this number right here. There we go. So, like I was saying, that is a number that changes every so often. That's on my device, so I don't have to worry about somebody else having that information and being able to log in to my portfolio. So, there we go. So, taking a look around the website, we're able, like when we take a look at spot trading, which is typically the way that people are most familiar with buying and selling cryptocurrency, people buy it on spot. So that means that you are buying whatever the cryptocurrency is. So, like, say, for example, if I buy some Bitcoin right now, so if I go ahead and transfer the $500 that I have on the exchange, so, okay, well, I could just go straight in. I could buy $500 of Bitcoin right now and I would own $500 worth of Bitcoin. It would show it in my available balance right now and there. Um, that is one way to trade. That will not be the main method of trading that's focused on for this video and also ongoing videos, because primarily what people come to exchanges like BingX for is the ability to do leverage trading. So, and I'll get into that in just a moment. But there are so many different cryptocurrencies that people mention. Um, uh, Bitcoin is obviously the biggest one out there, so it's mentioned the most. But there is Solana, there is Ethereum. There are a wide array of cryptocurrencies. There's Shiba Inu. There's Dogecoin that people are familiar with. Not sure why it's not showing every single one of the spot pairs right this second, but market spot. Yeah, it's all there. So yeah, BNB, XRP, ADA, which is Cardano, Matic, and there's multiple pairs as well. So, say for example, if you wanted to buy with the Tether stablecoin, which is one of the main ways that cryptocurrency is purchased and sold on the exchange, you can go that route. You can also use USDC. So there are multiple trading pairs to be able to use in the exchange, fortunately. Depending on what stablecoin you have, it would make the most sense to use that pair. Um, Speaking of having stablecoins on hand, since that is what's utilized to trade on the platform instead of normal US dollars, like somebody might be used to on, like, say, BingX, for example, let's go ahead and take a look at depositing and withdrawing funds. So to deposit cryptocurrencies, we would actually click on the deposit button, like I just clicked on there. We would click on whatever the cryptocurrency is that we want to deposit onto the exchange. Say, for example, if you're funding your account for the very first time, this is how you'd go about doing that. So we'd hit deposit. It would probably be USDT that we are transferring in, unless, like, say, for example, maybe you have Bitcoin on, say, Cash App or on Coinbase or wherever else, and you wanted to send some Bitcoin into the exchange so that you could trade with it, you would. So here goes my Bitcoin address for this account. I would copy this just like this, or I just click right here and copy that number. Or I could show the QR code right here. Hey, if somebody wants to send me some Bitcoin, feel free to scan that. I will not be mad at you if you send me some Bitcoin. I will not be mad. I promise. Um, but yeah, either way, you send Bitcoin in. It will arrive in, it usually takes somewhere between 10 and 20 minutes, all depending on how it is sent from the other wallet, with what speed. Sometimes you're able to kind of customize that. Um, but yeah, what would happen once you deposit the cryptocurrency, whatever it is, whether it's Bitcoin, what have you, it will arrive in the wallet that you've designated. Typically, it'll arrive in the fund account. I don't have a lot of history on this account just yet, so you can't really see like all kinds of transactions, stuff like that. But it'll arrive in that account. When it comes to withdrawing, it's pretty much the same thing. I only have USDT on this account. So, say for example, if I wanted to log on here, type USDT, it's going to ask me, and this is really important for people who are depositing cryptocurrency into BingX. There are many different networks that you could select to have that transaction go through. I typically use, if I'm sending cryptocurrency to Coinbase, I will typically use the Polygon network just for the fact that the fee is under $1. Um, and Solana works just as well in most cases. The fee is double the amount, but whether it's Polygon or Solana, I typically use one of those. Um, Unfortunately, oh wait, sorry, that's for USDC. USDC, sorry, for USDT, um, Coinbase only accepts ERC20, which would be the Ethereum address. So yeah, let me just clarify that again. USDT, Coinbase, if you're sending in from Coinbase, it only takes ERC20. So if you do want to send, although I know that USDC has some issues that it's getting sorted out right this moment. I'm making this video as of March 15th, 2023. I'm pretty sure Circle is going to, figure out the whole thing. But the bottom line is that the easiest way to send cryptocurrency from one exchange to another for the lowest fee, in my experience, is USDC across the Polygon network. That's what I was trying to say. Um, the way that I sent money to this account, this is kind of a cool feature. I did what's called an internal transfer. So this is one of two accounts that I have. You could send, and this is with no fee charge whatsoever, which is actually pretty cool. You could send money from one user to another, and you just simply designate how much you want to send. You hit withdraw. It verifies, yes, that is the account I want to send it to. You put your password in, you put the email password in, and if applicable, you put in your Google Authenticator code in as well. And at that point, the money is able to be sent through. So that's pretty cool. The money arrives instantly from what my experiences tell me. Um, and like I said, for this video, I am actually going to be focusing on leverage trading. I'm actually not going to be focusing on spot trading. Spot trading, if you're not familiar with that term, that's basically what people do on like Robinhood. That's what people do on Webull. That's what people do on Kraken. That's what people do on many of the other platforms. But on this platform, BingX, we focus on trading with leverage. So, there's different types of ways to put in orders. So, say for example, what we're looking at right here would be a market order. What's a market order? So, a market order is executed immediately at the current market price. So, what's the current market price for Bitcoin? The current market price for Bitcoin is currently $24,340-ish. So, just taking a look at the estimated fill price, it's telling me right here, and there's not actually not a lot of slippage, which is great. So if I enter a position on Bitcoin right here, if I just say, I put a certain dollar amount right here, I put a percentage, or I put a dollar amount right here into the margin section, and then I hit long, I will enter a long position on Bitcoin. And the amount of leverage that I have said that I want to use here is 100x. Now, what does that mean? What that means is that I want to multiply the buying power of this $250 right here times 100. So what's 250 times 100? That's 250,000. So what I'm saying here is that if I were to enter this trade, I want to enter a trade on Bitcoin, and I want it to be a $250,000 trade size. Now, in doing so, especially with this high of leverage, it introduces liquidation risk. Now that's what we're talking about down here. So it says liquidation price $24,156. So what that means, if I enter this position right here with $250 and it executes, okay, cool. I'll be right here in this position. And if this price action suddenly starts to go downward and reaches down to, yeah, it'd be like around right here, the $250 that I've placed will be gone. So, with that in mind, what we are able to do is, we can set up some stop losses. So I can say, you know what, if it gets down to, 20%, if what I have placed here in this position goes down to an unrealized P&L, that's a 20% loss, I'll automatically exit and I'll lose $50. There's a wide variety of ways that it could be played. And also, what we could even do is add additional margin, which gets kind of dangerous, especially if you're, if you really get a bad entry, you'll just basically keep on losing money until you finally submit at some point, or you get lucky. But typically, you don't get too lucky in this game. I'll tell you that. But yeah, so that's a market order. So whatever number, whatever price the asset is trading at, you hit the long button, it'll enter. Same thing for shorting. The thing about shorting is you're making money as the price goes down. So say for example, I talked about the stop loss. Like, okay, I'll lose $50 if if it went down 20%. Now, if it goes up, let's see, I would make, if Bitcoin were to go from where it is right now up to 24,550 ish, and I'm in that position with a 50% take profit, how much will I get? I'll get $125 profit. So that's the benefit of using leverage. I am using, in this case here, a couple $100 to make $100+ over a small price change. At the same time, we have to keep in mind that we are introducing the risk of liquidation. And what does liquidation mean, kids? Liquidation means the money that you put up is gone. There is no, you'll get a nice little email. You'll get a little notification on the app. It'll let you know that the money is gone. Um, Therefore, a lot of times what's recommended is that if you're going to use leverage, that you use much lower leverage, because liquidation risk is incredibly lower. So, say for example, we can go all the way up to 150x on crypto, 200x on indices. But if I went up to 200x, or sorry, 150x leverage on Bitcoin, all it has to do is drop by, let's see, that's just a couple $100. That's nothing. That's like basically $130. If Bitcoin drops by $130, your position is gone. But at the same token, if it goes up by a very slight amount, you make $500 on 100% gain. Um, you can also do a limit order. That's a certain type of order where you basically trigger the order to open the position at a certain dollar amount. So, say for example, what I have here is a basic indicator setup with a Bollinger Band. So the bottom band here generally is going to be, as we can see in the chart movement, typically a better place to enter a long position. The middle area, which is near the middle band, is, we kind of refer to that as a no man's land. You typically don't want to enter a long or short position anywhere near the middle section there. You could enter a short near the top, a long near the bottom. This is kind of just basic guidance. I think as people watch the price action move, they'll kind of get a feel on the best ways to play that strategy. Um, but yeah, so that is doing a trigger order. Something that's pretty cool, just depending on how much leverage you're using, is basically setting up a trade where whatever happens, basically what you want is volatility. So, say for example, if I was like, you know what, I am going to trigger, and I'm not really going to do this because all of a sudden it'll be game time, and I'll have to focus more on what's going on and not, trying to show you guys stuff. But say for example, I was like, you know what, if Bitcoin goes to 24,350, I will enter a long position on Bitcoin using $200 of margin at 10x leverage. That's a $2,000 trade size. And what I'm saying is that if it goes to, let's say, 25.5, I'm saying if it goes to 25.5, I want to exit at a 50% gain, which would be $100. But what I'm also saying is that if it goes down to 23.8, that I want to automatically exit my position with a loss of $40. So that's my stop loss, basically. So what I could do is enter a position like this. And if I were to enter this position, I don't want the price to go down to 23.8. That means I lost $40. That sucks. Nobody wants that. I want it to go to 25.5. All right. 25.5. So up here, that's the promised land. Everybody's happy. You make $100. It's all good. Now, if it goes down to 23.8, and I haven't done all the analysis here and everything, but let's just say, for example, if it goes down to 23.8, and I think that there will be a continuation of the downward movement if the price were to continue going that low, what I could do is trigger a short position as a hedge. So what are we talking about here? So I go back to buy, and I'm saying that if my stop loss, if we reach 23.8, my stop loss will trigger. Um, so what I'm saying here is that if we go to 23.8, I want to trigger a short position. And maybe that short position, maybe we're banking on there being like a strong continuation. I know one of the things going on right now is that a lot of banks are potentially failing. So that's causing a lot of sell pressure in the crypto markets and also in the traditional markets too, I'm sure. So a lot of times what I'm seeing is that when there's a downward movement, a lot of times there's a lot of momentum with that. We get a continuation to the downside. So if the structure were to break in a way that causes us to go down with a continuation, I may want to use higher leverage than what I entered that long position with. Because basically, what I'm trying to do when I put a short hedge is recover 2 to 3 times as much as what was lost on the original position. So as we see here, what I'm saying is that if my stop loss triggers on my long position and I lose $40, I want to open a short position using $200 again with higher leverage, 20x, and I want my take profit to be 50%, but that 50% has a higher amount of margin associated or leverage associated with it. So that would allow me to, you know, net gain $60. So basically, the situation, like if you look back at the story of it, it's like, okay, if I'm right on my initial trade, I'll make $100. But if I'm wrong, like if I'm very wrong on my trade, I will lose $40, and then shortly after that, I could make $100 if there's a strong continuation. Obviously, if you enter a position like this, you still want to manage risk. So I do have a stop loss here. I think it was actually automatically populated by having the, yeah, nice. So um, because you don't want to lose on a long position and then lose on a short position right after that. That'd be kind of insane. Um, so whether you just simply go by the stop loss that is set in advance, or whatever you do, I highly recommend monitoring that position if the hedge position opens, because a lot of times in crypto and investing in general, if price goes down to a certain level, hey, you could get a continuation to the downside, or you suddenly have an asset that is cheaper and people are going to buy it. So all of a sudden, price could go incredibly high. Now you've lost on the long position, you've lost on the short position, and if that were to happen to me in this case, in a really Twilight Zone kind of way, I would lose 200, and then I would lose 200 if, for example, I didn't have a stop loss, and if the price basically avoided my take profit areas on both positions. Um, Hopefully that makes sense. Um, um, when you are trading with leverage, you can use isolated margin or you can use cross margin. A brief example for that is basically if I were to use, and matter of fact, let me just get some of this stuff going. Okay, so if I were to enter a position using isolated margin, that $200 is all that's in play. That's it. Now, if I go to cross margin and go ahead and hit confirm, it's not just the $200 that's in play. All of a sudden, everything, all the whole $500 that I have sitting here, all of a sudden that whole $500 is in play for any position. So, say for example, if I'm like, okay, I'm going back in here, I want to, set up a position. It no longer even tells me the liquidation information. It doesn't tell me that until after I'm entered, and it'll tell me all that fun stuff right here. Um, so I prefer to use isolated margins for the fact that you're able to see everything a bit better. Um, if you do want to play, with some of the benefits that you get from using cross margin, there's a second video that I'll make that'll kind of go into a different type of trading. It's a little bit more advanced. Um, but yeah, bottom line is that, and I'm definitely available to answer any questions people may have about all this fun stuff I just went over about um, trigger orders and market orders and short positions and long positions and hedging and take profits and stop losses. I'm happy to answer any questions people have about that stuff. But anyways, um, continuing on, you want to practice risk management when it comes to this trading stuff, because the thing is that if you are trading profitably, you can make a couple hundred or a couple $1,000s per day. Or if you're playing it conservatively, you can make $50 a day, $100 a day, what have you. In my case, I do not have to work a regular job. I previously worked in the cannabis industry as a long hauler. I did that for many, many years, but now I'm able to do this full time. So I trade, and also I work for the cryptocurrency exchange BingX. It's really good work. I can tell you that. Um, so yeah, one thing, because I do want to get into charting a little bit, but I mean I'm not some sort of like pro with my technical analysis. So generally, all I could really say is the Bollinger Bands are your friend. Um, looking at multiple time frames is definitely going to be to your benefit as well. But again, like I said earlier, you generally, no matter what time frame you're trading on, you generally, if you're using the Bollinger Bands, you don't want to open a long position anywhere in dead man's land, and you don't want to enter a short position there either. Either coming off the bottom band or coming off the top band. Coming off the bottom band for a long, coming off the top for a short. And be sure to take profits, because the last thing that you want to do is enter a trade position that is profitable and it swings the other direction in a way that is catastrophic to your life savings. It's not the funnest thing ever, I'll tell you that much. Um, so that really is, um, yeah, important when it comes to that. Something I recommend that goes beyond just simply using the exchange. I recommend using a hardware wallet. If, say, for example, you accumulate a lot of like spot crypto, like say, for example, maybe you start to accumulate Bitcoin or Ethereum or Alchemy token, or there's a wide variety of cryptos that you can buy. I'm not really, I have my favorites and everything, but this is not, I'm not telling you what to like. But the bottom line is that you would want to, for best practices, store them on a hardware wallet, like a ledger. So say, for example, if it's Bitcoin, BTC, withdraw it on the BTC network, you would just go ahead and put in the address for your ledger or whatever type of hardware wallet that you have. Put it in there, and then go ahead and withdraw that to your hardware wallet, just to ensure that you have self custody of your cryptocurrency. That way, no matter what happens, like say, for example, if any exchanges go down or what have you, your crypto is still safely in your custody. Now, if, for example, and I don't, I believe that BingX is solvent and that they don't have any issues. There was not even as much as a rumor about them during the whole FTX contagion, but better safe than sorry. So, I say it's good to keep a couple hundred or maybe at most a couple $1,000 in USDT or USDC on exchange. But as far as having like open, large, like, spot positions where you have a bunch of like, again, whether it's Ethereum, Bitcoin, Alchemy token, BNB, whatever it is, Dogecoin, you don't really need to have that on a centralized exchange unless you are getting ready to sell it. If in that case, by all means. But other than that, you don't really need to have that on, you know, on a centralized exchange. If they were to suddenly go out of business, all of your assets are gone, and that's not super fun. Um, so the other thing I wanted to talk about is one of the benefits of signing up via my partner link. So this is one of my spare accounts. As you can see here, it has a commission of 45%. As a partner with the BingX Exchange, I have a 50% commission rate on my main account. Um, Over the last, let's say, like since January, I have taken in, hmm, I would say in the neighborhood of $20,000 to $25,000 in referral commissions. Matter of fact, let me actually log in so we can explore those details a little bit. Once again, we're logged into my main account. So I've got a 50% commission rate on this account, and I'm also giving out a 20% discount on perpetual futures trading fees. And that is the type of trading that I'll go over in a future video. As it's stated here, it is for more experienced traders. So it's not necessarily suitable for this initial video here. I love how it ends in Kaka. That's great. But yeah, over the last 30 days, my commission has been almost $5,000, which is pretty nice. Over the course of January, it was a little bit over $11,000, which is exceptional. As we go forward, these numbers may significantly shift upwards, which, just basically, that's kind of what the plan is. Um, um, Based on referral activity. A lot of people enjoy using this exchange, along with myself. So um, I definitely want to give them every reason to continue enjoying it, um, and make sure that I'm doing my part to make it better myself as well. Um, so as we take a look here, the way it works with commissions is I get paid every day. So anybody who's an affiliate with the BingX Exchange, we get paid every day, and settlement occurs around 8 a.m. So we get paid every day around 8 a.m. What I'm offering is to those who are content creators, or those who are looking to get into crypto that maybe have a community. I could set you up with a 45% commission rate, and by referring other people. Basically, what you're seeing here is my Twitter, where I'm just basically talking about a bunch of things, talking about trades that I have entered. This is some of the trades I did from yesterday. Um, my QR code shows on these images here, and that's how a lot of people have found out about the exchange since I first started using it back in October 2021. Um, that is the only way that people have found out about the exchange via me. I have how many followers on Twitter? Less than 700. Do 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 do. Yeah, I have a small platform. So with the commissions that I have been making, in addition to the trades that I've been able to get and all the fun stuff involving buying and selling crypto on this exchange, um, it has made me very, very comfortable financially, which I greatly appreciate. And I definitely want to be able to extend that out to other people. So if you're interested in becoming an affiliate, just go ahead and get in touch with me, whichever way feels most appropriate. Um, whether it's on Twitter or what have you, I'm always happy to talk about that and find ways to make it successful for you. Um, the last thing I think I want to mention for now is one of the new features that was added recently, and that's the ability to actually um, to short and long crypto short and long stocks on the exchange. So this was not possible as recently as a week ago, but now it is. And you're able to long or short stocks with up to 50x leverage, which is absolutely incredible. Um, One thing that I do want to definitely make sure to mention directly, beyond just like stocks and crypto, you can also do forex. They've recently added a whole bunch of different new forex pairs. We can do indices like the S&P, just every indice out there. Um, Wide variety of commodities as well. There's just basically every opportunity in the world to trade something. Some markets do close. Matter of fact, like it said here, the stock market when Tesla opens, it's going to close in 43 minutes. Um, but crypto's open 24/7. That's just kind of how that works. So kind of just gives you an idea what to look out for when it comes to that. But yeah, that's really been it. This is it. When it comes to the BingX Exchange introduction, I think I've covered the basics to kind of help people get started, but I'm definitely, available. People maybe have any comments or questions to kind of clarify certain parts. But when it comes to like trading, this whole trading thing, practice does make perfect. So I definitely do, as my last thing, I do want to encourage people to use their practice currency. It's called VST. I think you start off having like maybe $100,000 worth of VST, which you can use to practice trade. So, say I want to enter a long position on Bitcoin and use, 20,000 fake dollars. Well, there we go. I just did it. And wow, it's negative 300 and, whatever. But yeah, this is fake money. And maybe what I'll do in my next video is I do a lot of practice trading because in that way I can show you guys how the things work more intimately without having the real emotion of what it's really like being, especially in like a large position where there's a potential for a large profit, or of course on the inverse, a large loss. We don't like that. So anywho, if no consequence, I'll just go ahead and close that position. Bye bye. um, there we go. But yeah, again, if you need any assistance between now and the next time that I go ahead and put something like this out, if you need any assistance, feel free to reach out to me or go ahead and reach out to BingX customer support. Or additionally, I would recommend joining their community forums or checking them out on Twitter, Telegram, or Discord. But that's been all from me for right now. And all I could say for now is happy trading. I've been Tristan, and it's been a pleasure.